not going to say any names, but you can watch them. You
Yeah,
watch
you know.
certain players. They
Yeah.
lollygag on the field.
This week, the usual suspects, government shutdowns, NBA gambling scandals, populist overseas elections, how markets are being moved by guesswork, and baseball salary caps to go with your World Series. Stick around.
Live from Los Angeles and environments that we don't want to talk about, it's the Risk Reward Show. How are you, Mr. Kobayashi?
Okay. Is this a reference to the usual suspects?
Yes, it would be.
That was an excellent film.
That was a good film. I was surprised. I didn't think I would like it. And it took me less than 2 minutes to really fall for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that film found its groove right away. It was one of those perfect films. The 90s had some really good films, and that was definitely high up on the list.
Was the scene where they were all lined up as suspects right at the beginning, or was that like 2 or 3 minutes into the film?
I don't remember where in the film that happened. I'm pretty sure that it was in the first act somewhere, as I recall. I haven't seen it in a while. But the interesting thing about that, if you go back and watch that film, especially that scene, is that
was improvised largely.
It was improvised because they couldn't. All of those guys, there were 5 of them or whatever on the lineup.
Apparently.
They couldn't stop laughing. Somebody made a joke or something, or farted or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Something stupid. And then none of them could hold a straight face, and it was one of the most charming parts of the movie. It totally worked. Yeah, so it's just one of those movies where everything worked.
It was very good. What's the fellow's name? Not Dottorio, a tall, good-looking guy. He was youngish in the movie. I heard that he spoke in a way that was a mumble on purpose because he was a little irritated that he didn't have a very big part in the movie. So he decided to kind of go off the rails, and he started right there on that scene, and that set the tone, apparently.
Yeah, I think you're right.
What's his name?
I don't think it was Benicio del Toro.
Yes, it was.
I don't know. It's so long ago now, they all looked younger then when you picture them in your mind.
I was looking at a photo of myself from a driver's license today, that I apparently haven't updated for 20 years because I'm getting my international driver's permit so I can visit other environments that cannot be mentioned. Let's talk about the government shutdown very quickly here. We're well into week 4, and I have to tell you that you were right last week when you said that Trump had the longest shutdown in so-called U.S. current history. And it looks like they're going to try to break the record now. Don't see an end in sight. The Federal Reserve just cut the interest rate by 25 basis points, by the way, and said that it doesn't have really enough data to speak about what it wants to do in the near term. But having said that, the inflation report last Friday was below estimates. So I can tell you that financial institutions, even if the Fed tries to sound sort of neutral here about December, they're kind of leaning in already to another interest rate cut in December. It's my personal viewpoint. Take it for what it's worth, and certainly don't bet on it. Don't bet on it because the FBI will come knocking on your door and link you to poker and NBA betting, apparently. Ooh, that was a little surprising. You know what I'm talking about.
I do. It's the same story that broke a couple of years ago. It's just now, I guess the feds are following up on it or something. I don't know why they're revisiting it. Maybe they just didn't arrest enough people or something.
Come on, now they're saying all. They're saying the mafia is running this thing.
Yeah, and there's like a bunch of crime families, and there's like X-ray machines looking at cards from under the table, and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
I mean, yeah, this is the first time I've ever heard about people cheating in cards. I mean, I would have never imagined.
Right.
Yeah.
What's next? I would have never load the dice.
I would have never imagined athletes who are notorious gamblers getting themselves in debt and owing a favor to the mob suddenly and having to give information. Otherwise, they would be exposed for something. I didn't say any names. Allegedly. But, this is what's happened. It's happened throughout the last 70 years. I mean, we've had scandals in basketball, football,
baseball.
Yeah.
Yep.
Allegedly.
Alleged.
Before.
Well, all the proven ones aren't alleged. They just happened.
But let's go into this a little bit from a theoretical standpoint. What interests me here is the scandal is one thing, okay? Prop betting is all over the place. We talk about the predictive surveys all the time. What I find disturbing is watching someone like ESPN speaking about what's going on when ESPN is in bed with all the gambling services now. That's how they make a lot of money. The NFL is in bed with a lot of the gambling services, the NBA. They're all making money. So they have to do a better job, obviously, of policing themselves. But my point here is that they shouldn't be allowed to be the ones investigating this stuff. They shouldn't be reporting about it because it looks stupid. Who's going to take the word of the organization that's involved? Now, I'm not saying ESPN is involved. What I'm saying is that it broadcasts games. It has skin in the game. It has lines that they're showing and talking about all the time now on some of their shows regarding gambling. So for them to basically virtue signal and say, oh, this is a terrible thing, and these alleged crimes have to be held accountable and we have to find out what's correct. While all that's true, I don't think we should be going to them as our news source for that. I think they should be coming to the Risk Reward Show.
That's an excellent point, especially since you look at ESPN, that's part of a huge conglomerate called the Walt Disney Corporation, and its sister company is ABC, which is a news organization, among other things. And it kind of it does raise the issue when you have organizations like DraftKings and stuff, underwriting a lot of this with a lot of heavy advertising. Is that a conflict of interest? Here's another one for you to think about. There was just there was a deal made in the last year with, I think it was Amazon, to broadcast some NBA games, and all of a sudden,
games. I thought,
somebody
National Football League games.
There were also some from the NBA on one of these platforms, and all of a sudden, it's revealed just before the season starts, i.e., last week, that they're reopening, or they're opening wider this investigation with all these NBA players and coaches and others, and some of it we knew, some of it we did not know. If that's been going on a while, how did the NBA, Silver, the NBA, not know that was ongoing? They had to have known, because there would be requests to interview people. And then when you're going in to make that deal with, whether it's HBO or whoever, Amazon, whatever, Apple, do you have to disclose that? Because that factors into that company's bottom line. If all of a sudden they have this brand new deal, multi-million-dollar deal, and it's like, oh, by the way, there's this investigation going on that could blow up half the league. Well, who's left holding the bag there? It's going to be really interesting to watch this all play out.
They think that, I should be careful here. They think is a little general. Some people think that this is only the tip of the iceberg and that more will come out. And we shall see. It doesn't look good. People always wonder about the NBA, the NFL via the referee calls, the NBA via the referee calls half the time. And, people can go back nowadays and cut videos any way they want and show what were bad plays and make them look like they were done on purpose. That's not good. And it creates these TikTok moments in which you get 1 million views and claim someone's throwing a game. So we shall see if some of these alleged crimes are real. By the way, there is an election going on in the Netherlands tonight. Just throwing that out there. There was a snap election called. The government basically was stopped in June of this year when Wilders felt he didn't have enough ability to get the mandates through that he wanted. So tonight's the night that the Netherlands will step up and say which direction they're going. The reason why I bring this up is because I made a bet on the outcome, I'm not kidding you, of the Argentina election. A lot of media sources were basically saying that Milei was going to lose, and they had been saying that for months. But the media sources that were basically fomenting that pessimistic notion, I didn't trust. And Milei not only won the election this past weekend, he increased his ruling part. So my point here is there are a lot of things going on in Europe. I don't know how closely you pay attention to them. Just like in the United States, populism has taken hold to a certain extent, but there are core issues that people are genuinely pissed off about. Migration, immigration are certainly at the top of the list, okay, besides other things. And the Netherlands is being faced with those debates. And tonight we will find out what they decide to do. I am basically leaning into the idea that more than anything else, the media presents these elections when someone like Milei wins. The Guardian said far-right Milei has won the election in Argentina. Okay, he's a centrist who definitely leans right. Is he far right just because he's in favor of free enterprise and he's a little bit, of a dancing machine like Trump is? Have you seen Trump dance the last couple of days in Asia?
He's busting out new moves that are not working. Now it's kind of funny because before he would do this double-fisted thing whenever they played YMCA, and now it seems to be just one fist. So it makes me wonder if that was a stroke incident that we've been speculating about.
Makes you wonder. Doesn't make me wonder.
I've read about other people wondering.
I think he's just read books from Bob Fosse saying that, this looks better than the other move.
Yeah, maybe he'll do jazz hands. Isn't that Bob Fosse?
Yes, that's very good.
Cabaret.
I didn't think we would be discussing Bob Fosse during this podcast.
Nor I.
And if you had that on your prop bets, you probably had that at 500 to 1 odds, maybe even higher.
A little higher.
Someone in Cyprus is very happy right now. Yes?
Anyway, yeah, I've been watching the Europe as it slides backwards into populist candidates and extreme right wingers again, and it's just disappointing to see. We need more centrists in the world.
Yeah, but that's a reaction to mistakes on the left, Scott.
Yeah, I agree. It's a pendulum. And also
let me tell you,
the immigration's been coming from all these war-torn countries. I think that's a big part of the dominoes tipping. I have friends in England that are they've had it, and they don't want any more immigrants coming in, and they don't care who's in office and blah, blah, blah. And that's what you see over here, too. It's like on the right, they sort of bang this drum about illegal immigrants and all this stuff. And, for anybody who bothered to look, they'd see that actually it wasn't as big of a problem as it's been in the past. It's gotten better. And anybody who didn't bother to look, they voted the way they wanted to vote, and we're starting to see the fallout from that.
But there's a bigger issue at play here.